Chrysalis Steiner School is located in a pristine Thora Valley outside of the township of Bellingen. It's a small rural school from K to 8 with about 160 children that attend. It provides a nurturing environment surrounded by beautiful rainforest, a wandering, meandering river, and provides all the aspects of an experiential learning place for our children. The middle years at Chrysalis is when the students enter class 6 to year 8. And the guiding motif for this time is truth. The focus shifts between the critical analysis and independent judgment into self-directed tasks. So we actually really work strongly with this within our curriculum, within our experiential learning aspects within the curriculum, and we bring this in many ways to our students in those middle school years. They have a greater awareness in relation to their strengths and their weaknesses, their interests and their goals. Researchers have found that 2 weeks we can remember 10% of what we read, 20% of what we hear, 50% of what we discuss, and 90% of what we experience. This is one of the most persuasive arguments for experiential, project-based learning, and that's why it works in a Steiner school, and this is where our true focus is. Chrysalis Steiner School came into being 30 years ago, and from that there was an impulse from the initial teachers because of where its location was out in the valley to work within nature. They had to work within nature with the first classroom, so the class camps became a major part of the experiential learning process. Chrysalis school camps for the class 7 and 8 student are in specific natural setting places that meet the developmental needs of the students and the different age groups, as indicated by Rudolf Steiner.
Oh, the camp program's fantastic. The beautiful thing that's about the camps is the children actually have this experience of bonding together on a different level, from out sitting at their desks every day, doing their schoolwork. They're building up their social skills. They're working together in groups to take responsibility for the whole camp group, having to help with the preparation of food, with the washing up, making sure that the campsite's kept clean, that the fire is kept going, and they're allowed to get a little bit dirty. Most of the kids really enjoy that, and if they have difficulties with it in the first day or two, by the third day they're well and truly allowing themselves to get all rubby. But it's just great to see the kids relaxing and enjoying nature, and that's also why we have bush camps, allowing the children to experience a relationship with the natural world, to see its beauty, its awe, its wonder, and to really be in touch with it so that they can grow to love and respect the earth.
The middle school we go from class 6, and that's the first most exciting camp for the students, which is the snow camp, and we go away for somewhere between 8 and 10 days. Half of that time is actually skiing, and the rest of the time is in camp. We're doing the civics exploration of Parliament House and the War Memorial. But of course the skiing is the most fantastic part for the students. They really get to stretch their physical abilities, their sense of independence, and that longevity away from their family is the first step.
These camps intend to intervene in the students' lives by changing them in some way, by improving them.
The first few weeks of class 7, they do what I think it's called a survival camp. One of the really exciting parts of that Nimboida camp is the abseil event, where the students have to do a 42-metre abseil. They have a few practices first on smaller drops, and then there's the big drop, which is quite exhilarating. In year 8, they have one of the most incredible experiences, I think, of their lifetime. when they go with a really wonderful teacher, Kim Pittman, and she takes the students on a real survival camp. They have to go for 8 days into the wilderness of the Guy Fawkes National Park. They have to take all their food with them, and they have to share the food out amongst all the number of students, and they have to descend into the valley, and they follow the meandering river to its end. As a teacher, watching them walk off down the track with Kim, they all have their walking boots on, these enormous backpacks that are towering up over their heads. They've got so much excitement in their hearts as they head off down the track, waving them goodbye, and they leave as students, and I think they come back as young adults.
It's hoped that the students will be different in some small way, and that they're affected by the experience that they've had.
I've been on all the camps and the experience has been fantastic. You know, it's another insight to see, one, how my child works within the class, and then also how the class works together, and just to see them all together in an environment outside the school. And for me personally, it's also about understanding more about the Chrysalis education. I feel each camp that I get just as much as the kids get out of that.
Lead your child out into nature. Teach him on the hilltops and in the valleys. There he will listen better, and the sense of freedom will give him more strength to overcome difficulties. But in these hours of freedom, let him be taught by nature rather than by you. Let him fully realize that she is the real teacher, and that you, with your art, do nothing more than walk quietly at her side.